And CEO of Michigram, and we are here having a series discussing topics of tribute, cope, and share. And our show is named Mornings with Michigram because it's a new spin on mourning when you're dealing with loss. Today's topic is on cope. And before we start, I want to disclose that I am not a licensed in any medical service, but I am licensed in human services, which is under cosmetology, and sharing stories with clients while they're in my chair. A lot of times they will be talking about somebody who has passed away either recently or it could have been a long time ago. And when we start to engage in conversation, we do realize the benefits in the community and moral support. So I am here sharing the journey of Michigram, creating a community so we can continue sharing support for well-being. So today is the topic of cope, and again, we rotate, but they all kind of mix together at the end of the day because the genre that we are talking about is, missing those loved ones, and we want to make a new spin on mourning, embracing life through loss. And, dealing with loss is probably one of the hardest events that any human can be challenged with, and eventually it's going to happen. And I'm not here to make anybody upset. I am here to help you through these hard times. And if you have experienced this for yourself, maybe when it's close to home, it really hits you hard, and with your experiences, you could share what helped you get on and move forward. And this way we could help each other make it more of an acceptable experience. And again, it's harsh. It's harsh reality when somebody passes away because it's the mystery of life. I wish everybody could live a long time. I'm sure all of us think that. And, that's not the truth. It's not going to happen. So let's do what we can with what we have. And that is each morning, although you can reset any time of the day, I do always refer back to the morning because the morning is like a fresh slate, new momentum, a way to a new outlook. So, sometimes when something is fresh, now with COVID, so many people passed away. So that's really still raw. And even if it's not COVID, even if it's cancer or a tragedy like an accident, the morning sometimes is actually one of the hardest times because you go to sleep and you could forget about it. You might have weird dreams, but in some sense it didn't happen because you're sleeping. You're not conscious of what's actually going on in your life. And then when you wake up, that feeling of oh my God, it's true, they're gone. That's hard. And then, your morning could set off in a downward spiral. So we're here to remind you that that is the opportunity to embrace this, whatever happened in your life, because again, it's something that we don't have control over unless you're a killer and you kill the person. Well, then that's something else, and maybe this is not the platform for you. But the point is that when you're dealing with loss, 99% of the time it's not something you want. So we're here to help you through that. So, I like to share resources, and that's what we're here about. Welcome if you're watching for the first time. Thank you for joining us again. We are here to, again, support each other, and we're filled with surprises. So I looked up under the Mental Health America. And again, this is a global community, but I use resources that are easy for me to find. And in this case, it's called Mental Health America. But I will be rotating on resources as well because, again, this is a global community because everyone does mean everyone. And in the Mental Health America, there's about, grief, and they do have licensed medical people that put these articles together. And again, it's so easy to read. It might not feel easy. You might not want to feel like doing anything, but if you could just like muster up the energy or self-awareness to go on. And I will share these links. I do like to share the links where I get my resources. So, again, we're here to help each other. And, it talks about coping with loss. And here it says, in our hearts, we all know that death is a part of our life, of course. It's a part of our life. It's like the yin and the yang. Again, I'm not going to get off course, but it's just one of those mysteries. So let's embrace it and make the best of it because, our loved ones, I can't imagine them not wanting us to be able to move forward with our life, not be paralyzed and start to, you know, uh, be self-destructive, and feeling sorry for ourselves. Of course, it's sad, and you have to recognize that. But, give yourself a time limit. We live in a world of abundance. There's so much to do. And even if you live remote and you happen to be able to get Wi-Fi to watch this, which kudos to you, you go outside, even driving on the parkway after a snowstorm, just taking in those beautiful images of the trees with the white snow, and again, like what to expect, and there's a lot of things that you can expect. Excuse me, getting tongue twisted here, and I like to again stick with my notes because I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't say these things off the top of my head because I don't want to steer you the wrong way. I only want to assist and help. And again, I appreciate anybody that assists and help me. And we do invite people to join us in future episodes so we can talk to professional, licensed people that can help you in other ways and maybe give you some inspiration as well. But these are some things that you can expect, and I'm going to read them off this website, the MHA, the Mental Health America, and denial, disbelief, confusion, shock, sadness, that's a given, yearning, anger. It's a funny one, but I know I've been angry when somebody passed away for it's just one of those feelings, and then you have to just like, okay, allow those feelings. You don't have to like them, but it's amazing if you would allow it to be. Just like you allow it to be, it kind of like goes through a little faster instead of holding on. Don't give these negative feelings so much power over you. You do have the power over these feelings, even though it might not seem like it. And I have my own personal challenges. And again, it's not always about loss, but loss is the harshest of all. So if we could cope with loss, we basically could cope with anything. And I'm sure if you talk to people that have had like really tragic or severe losses, like people immediately in their circle, moms, dads, husbands, children. I hate to even think of stuff like that, but if you can get through those types of losses, seriously, you can get through anything. And if you help somebody up when they're down, it's amazing. Not only are you doing something good for somebody else, but the collective conscious of that, it like somehow, and I'm not saying do it so you could feel better, but somehow you do. And another feeling, humiliation, and again, like I had this, I'm going to disclose something. Again, I want to be transparent. I want to help. And this might sound weird and I might not say it the right way, but humiliation is an interesting one because if anybody knows me, I always had an issue going to funerals. I'm going to cry now. And people that I really maybe should have went to, I didn't. Going years back, I've gotten better about it, but I am so, I feel humiliation for seeing people at their most vulnerable. And I don't know if I said it the right way. Like, I'm not humiliated, and I'm not saying they're humiliated, but I feel like for some reason I get like this embarrassment feeling to see them. Like, look, I'm gonna cry now. Now I should be embarrassed for that, but this is what I'm talking about. These are natural feelings, and despair. Like, what do you do? Where do you go? Where do you start? Guilt. Like, why am I still living? And again, let's just say it with Corona. You've heard somebody in the family, they both get it. One passed away. It's not fair. Guilt. You shouldn't be guilty. It's the mysteries of life. Nobody knows why these things happen. Sometimes there's logic. If you do something destructive, well, of course you're going to pass away. Some people take their life. But there's still it doesn't make it right if there's logic. And I'm not saying like taking your life is logic. I'm saying like if somebody takes their life because they suffer from depression, then in that regard it's logic. There's to me, obviously suicide is a tremendous thing, and I'm glad there are so much raising awareness about it now. And the same with substance abuse. Of course, if you take a lot of drugs that are able to kill you, eventually, it's probably going to kill you, or overdoses, and again, so this is things that they recommend you do. Again, seek out caring people, support system, express your feelings, go for it. And that, again, that's why with Instagram, and again, we will be going live. We had a little we had a little an update to do on the beta testing, but again, we have a platform where you can not only share a tribute, which it feels so good because you don't want to remember somebody in a negative way, like talk about why they died or how they died, even though you might. It really, for some reason, by default, I think humans on a site like this, they want to remember the good stuff. And again, when you start remembering the good stuff, it feels good. And we do have a private preference, so you could, and at any time you can make it public again and edit and change. So again, express your feelings, take care of your health, and it starts with your state of mind. Take care of your health. Accept life is for the living. Again, every morning, a new spin on morning. Like embrace it. Breathe through breath. Of course, we breathe by nature, but breathing deliberately, longer, deeper. Let the just thoughts flow in and out. Don't hold on to them. Don't always try to have an answer for them, because there's not always going to be one. Be patient and seek outside help when necessary. And when you're helping others, share your experience. Again, through experience is the real knowing. Don't offer false comfort. If it's okay if you don't know what to do. It's not always easy. Offer practical help. Again, be patient and encourage professional help if necessary. So, with that being said, I hope everybody can feel a little better after watching our shows, or maybe be inspired to help someone else. And we look forward to connecting. So please reach out to me. We're all over social. We do have a private Facebook group, and we invite you as we roll out the app. We're going to be sharing how we use it and how to make it even better. Again, always striving for more. And here's a quote I like to end with, and this one is by Napoleon Hill. And a little background on Napoleon Hill. He also had his adversities. His son was born with something in his brain that would never allow him to hear naturally, born deaf. And they said he will never hear, not even with a hearing device, because the specific thing that happened with his birth defect would not allow him to hear ever again. And guess what? Not only does his son hear, his son invented a hearing aid, and they made schools for the hearing, and beautiful things came out because he did not give up. And this is a quote by Napoleon Hill. He wrote a famous book back in the, oh, you know what? I'm not going to say. I want to say the 30s, but you know what? I'm not sure. It could have been the early 40s. But again, Think and Grow Rich. Okay? I think a lot of people have heard that book. It's well known, well famous. They're still selling them. And great, great insight on that book, just how to have relationships. It's funny because you would think it's a business book, and it's definitely great for business to build relationships, but here's the quote: if you cannot do great things, do small things in great ways. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Hopefully see you next week.